Jake Elliott is out ready to kick this one away. And off we go in Monday Night Prime Time. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. It's getting set for their first drive. Back in 2020, Jordan Love.
Their loss last week, it really isn't on him. He had a great game. He checked off a lot of the boxes they had for him in the game plan going in, especially the one at the top, Kate, getting him to the end zone. 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. If he does that again here, they should be winners.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Following that play, we've got a timeout already for an injured player. And it's one of their receivers who's shaken up on the offense's first snap. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Love. That's caught. Tucker Kraft. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. 2nd and 3 now. Love from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. Now we'll take a moment to check out his numbers on the ground from a week ago. Second and 3 now. Takes the handoff, now Love. This is on target to Christian Watson. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding, offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Running it after the penalty. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Hit behind the line, and the ball is loose. And the Eagles get to it. And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Well, that right there is exactly how you kill some momentum. An early setback, no doubt, but the first time out, fumbling it away in enemy territory, that's tough.
And such a bummer, right? Because the journey was going well. You script for success, you get that ball moving, and then you're right, you just lose all sorts of momentum. Got to recapture it the next time out.
So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an So just like all touchdowns, all turnovers also reviewed, and they want to take another look at this one. All right, so we all know what we're looking for here, Brock. Where did an elbow, maybe a knee, something touch down? And as it does, is the ball loose at that point?
Yeah, throw in forearm, wrist, shin. There's no question the offensive guy's screaming something hit the ground, while the defense is hoping it didn't.
So the review saves them a turnover. He was in... Came free. 4th down, here's Love. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. Play doesn't get it done. We've got a turnover on downs.
Quarterback so worried about challenging the DBs in coverage, he didn't keep an eye on the lineman in front of him. He threw it right towards him, and it was easy to get a pop and swat away a potential first down.
Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon Barkley. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
On 1st down, Hurts. He's got Devontae Smith. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
First down throwing for Hurts. Bails out of the pocket quick. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Short pass brought in. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. And the Packers at a 5th DB out there for this third down play. Hurts now from the gun. This throw is caught. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. Ball still at the 3 as they get set for second and goal. A tight end in motion now. Second and goal, it's an option to the left. And he runs it across, touchdown! The Eagles have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. On first and 10, here's Love. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Sometimes I wish everybody could feel what that feels like. When you're a QB and you just feel the air in the pocket getting sucked out and you know there's no escape, it can be just one heck of a deflating feeling. Now for that defense who puts a sack on the board.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Running right. Here's Jacobs. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That's Nolan Smith there for the stop. And the Birds bring out the nickel look. Third down coming up. Shotgun now for Love. Finds his man. It's Kraft. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Third and 18 kills most drives, right? But they find an opening and hit it to pick up the first. Play fake, it's Love. Has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Second and 3 now. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That's reeled in by Jayden Reed. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about a big hitter, 34 yards there and a new set of downs?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got first and 10 from the red zone. Jacobs running behind center. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5. Love out of the shotgun. And he's got it. Touchdown, Green Bay! The Packers reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Christian Watson with the touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Brandon McManus on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Packers tie this game 7-7. On now is McManus to kick this away. Here's Smith on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running back, motioning right. From the pistol, Hurts. Throwing the out route complete. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Both teams neck and neck so far. We'll return to the link right after this. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have it on 2nd and short. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Anticipated the quick staccato pass there. It's knocked away. Incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused, and they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. Coming off 4 punts in that loss, and he boots his first of this game away. Takes it in at the 21. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Packers and receiver Jaden Reed set to take over once again. And he's up over 80 receptions on the season. An impressive number, and it's good enough to sit him among the league's best as well. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Brought down by Julian Blackman. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 32. That's Reed on the slant. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he's stopped. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. They're going play action. This one taken in by Kraft. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Packers.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
And he's able to take this one down to the 25. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles. Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Completes this one to Kraft. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Lloyd. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got to sometimes.
And he's across. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers take a 2nd quarter lead. Marshawn Lloyd with the touchdown. Took a couple of runs into that wall before they finally punched it across for the score.
Well, that defensive front, you know they were dialed up to make a stand, but it was going to be a challenge to make another 2 stops even after that one. That crack formed in the wall, and it burst through for a touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Packers break that tie and now lead by 7. Dory Jackson now to return it. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They've got a chance to tie this up here as they trail 14-7. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Throwing here, Hurts. Has a man, it's Brown. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Andrew and Cooper there to make the stop. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Brought down by Quay Walker. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10. Here's Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. 2nd and 3 now. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. It's the Eagles. Looking at 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Hurts. He'll get this one to Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 24 on that play. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
From the red zone now. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. You got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing them. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Barkley's got it. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Hurts throwing again. Setting up the running back screen. And he gets this forward to the 19.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles earn the chance to tie before halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. That one not easy, Brock. Threading the needle there. Boy, there was a lot of traffic in the end zone, but he still found his man.
Yeah, you don't really recommend challenging double coverage in the end zone in this league, but when you give your receiver a chance in that spot, that's what they love. And sometimes you just have to trust that your guys are better than the ones surrounding him, and he'll go make that play anyway.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. Thrown on first down, Love. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Zach Bond with the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Love. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Love from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Love to throw again. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. On 1st and 10, here's Love. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. On for the field goal now. Here's Brandon McManus. This is going to be a 38-yarder from the right hash. And the kick by Folk is good. And they've taken back the lead.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10.
Looking to throw. He's going to push one deep down the right. Tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. So we've reached the end of 2, and it's the visiting Packers out in front. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where it was the Cowboys who get the win at home. Dak Prescott, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Jared Goff, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Minnesota Vikings. J.J. McCarthy, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the 3rd quarter. On now is McManus to kick this away. Jackson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting second right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. On first down, Hurts has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
That pass complete to Goddard. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
First down throwing for Hurts. Short pass brought in. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
At the 39-yard line.
A play fake. Now Hurts to throw. He put everything he had into this one. Had the window to go deep, but just couldn't make it happen. Now it's third down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Able to get it to Barkley. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Running back sent in motion. From the pistol, Hurts. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
In theory, Kate, that's exactly what complementary man coverage is supposed to look like. The DBs, well, they're sticky on the back end of it. The front end, that pass rush, it makes an impact that gets home. But of course we know, it's not that simple. It is really tough to lock down a full field for more than a second or two.
And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainer's headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. Option play. They give it to Barkley. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's first and 10.
That's another Eagles first down.
Shotgun snap for Hurts. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Completed left side to Smith. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. He rolls to his right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Offense to the line for second down.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up second and 11.
Another try following the sack. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles take the lead right away in half number 2. Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles take a 4-point lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Packers and Josh Jacobs about set to go on offense. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. Running on first here with Jacobs. And he gets him around 6 there. Cooper DeJean with the stop. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. Going run again with Jacobs. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kid, I'll never forget walking into the Hall of Famer Dwight Freeney's meeting room with those defensive linemen. The late, great John Tierlink, his coach, he had a little sign up in his office, and it was sacks, and that money sign was the S, because ends and D linemen make their money with sacks. But you win games when they stop the run like that for a tackle for loss.
That's a pickup of 9. And that's good for a Green Bay first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Cut by Jacobs. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Cooper DeJean with the stop. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Love out of the shotgun. This finds Dobbs. And he's officially into enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Love now. Taken in by Noah Fant. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw, here's Love. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it on the draw. And he'll have a short pickup down to the 17. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. They stick with Jacobs. And he's brought down for a loss.
That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, no touchdown. It's intercepted. That's Julian Blackmon. There are costly interceptions, Brock, and then there are interceptions inside the red zone in the second half of a 1-score game.
And if there is ever a time where ball security is paramount, it is right now. They made a great play. Don't get me wrong. They deserve a ton of credit right there. But as a quarterback, you cannot risk a turnover. It's touchdown, it's check down, it's throw the ball away. You're literally throwing points away with that pick.
The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Javon Bullard bringing that play to an end. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line.
Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. That's the end of the 3rd. It's Eagles football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Completed over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
First down, and they go right back to it. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets them 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
On second down, here's Barkley. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4.
A gain of 2 on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Hurts now from the gun. Taken in by Smith. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And something on the return, but not much, as it still ends inside the 20. The Packers and Jordan Love set to take over again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Now to Jacobs. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. This is Jacobs running left. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Looking to throw. He completes it in traffic. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Ball at the 33 for first down. A give to Jacobs on the inside handoff. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Love from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be first down, Packers. Shotgun now for Love. Reed's got it. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Green Bay first down. Loves to throw again. Escapes the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem? Defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again following the sack. Again, he's under pressure, and he goes down. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with third down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Packers losing by 4. So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Back to throw it. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Every sack, every stop has just been like another nail in the coffin. And now there's only one spot for a nail left. This is their last chance. And that defense, well, they've got this crew on the edge of the cliff. Now can they go finish when it matters the most?
Offense staying on the field. This is 4th down. To throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. Big gain downfield. And it goes the distance. Touchdown, Green Bay. The Packers have taken the lead late. It's a Romeo Doubs touchdown. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
Extra point upcoming. This to put it to a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game. On now is McManus to kick this away. Jackson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Eagles about set to go on offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. Escapes out to the left. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Setting up to pass. He's on the move. He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Throwing now. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. He'll look to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. And they got there in time. He's taken down. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
There is no question this defense has risen to the occasion of prime time tonight. There's also no question that this is a window into the kind of beating quarterbacks can take when you can't protect him. He's going to have to use all week to get his body right to hopefully hit the field next week.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Looking to throw it. He's got Smith. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Back to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down. A lot of pressure on this kick for Jake Elliott. And with 4 seconds remaining, they're going to take a timeout. Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. Looking good, and it's through. And in the final moments, they force overtime.
Overtime rested on his leg, Kate, and he got the job done. And now, if things go a specific way in OT, the next time we see him line up, it could be for the game winner.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Love. He's going to loft one deep to the left. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one.
Defense.
Ball game's not over just yet. Don't leave those seats. The interference call means we're going to have an untimed down here. The kick is good. He got it. And the third time he puts it through will be the charm. They've won it. So it's the visiting Packers who pick up the win. And with overtime in their back pocket, they weren't going to lose it at the end, but they still managed to set up the field goal, and he executed the game winner. What a memorable way to win it.